All right, so picture this. It's Super Bowl Sunday. You're watching the game, but really, you're watching the ads, right? These huge, slick, funny commercials from all the giant brands. And if you're a business owner, you've probably had that little thought creep in. I should do something like that. Well, today, we're going to talk about why that little voice is leading you straight into a trap.
And look, let's not sugarcoat this. This isn't just a small mistake we're talking about. The core idea here is incredibly blunt. For a small business, trying to copy big brand advertising is, and I quote, slow motion suicide. I mean, those are some seriously high stakes. So let's unpack exactly why that is.
It all kicks off with what we can call the Super Bowl ad trap. It's that moment of inspiration you get while watching the big game, an idea that feels so right but is, fundamentally broken for anyone who isn't a massive corporation with cash to burn.
You know the ones I'm talking about? You see those hilarious State Farm ads with the NFL players, and they're clever, they're memorable, they get everyone talking. And you immediately think, that's it, I need a funny ad to build my brand. But that way of thinking, it's based on a huge misunderstanding of what those ads are even designed to do in the first place.
So that brings us to the million-dollar question, doesn't it? What is the real goal of an ad like that? Because I can tell you right now, it's not to get someone to immediately pick up their phone and call a State Farm agent. Nope. The real goal is something totally different.
Okay, so let's really get into why those big, flashy ads would be an absolute disaster for a small business like yours. We have to understand the logic behind their advertising to see why it's the wrong model, and then we can talk about what we should be doing instead.
And this right here is the absolute heart of the matter. You and State Farm, you're in two completely different businesses. Yeah, you might both sell insurance or roofing or whatever it is, but the business of getting customers, you're playing two totally different games.
And this is where it just becomes crystal clear. A big brand's advertising, a lot of the time it's about impressing Wall Street, creating this fuzzy thing called brand awareness, and just keeping their shareholders happy. But your advertising, it has one job and one job only, to get customers in the door and deliver a return on your investment that you can actually measure. They can afford to play an ego game, you absolutely cannot.
And this quote just drives the point home hard. You simply cannot afford to spend money if you can't track where it went and what it did. Every single dollar has to work for you. Spending money on awareness without a direct line to a sale is, well, it's the fastest way to end up in bankruptcy court, period.
This whole idea goes way beyond just the ads you run. It's about the entire traditional way of thinking about sales, which is basically all about hunting for customers.
Let's just be honest with ourselves for a second. Prospecting sucks. I mean, it's right there in the source material. Cold calling, chasing down leads, trying to talk people into something they're not even interested in. It's draining, it's inefficient, and honestly, it can be pretty soul-crushing.
And here's why it's so tough. For the customer, it feels kind of threatening, right? Nobody likes getting that unsolicited sales call. People hate being sold to. And for you, the business owner, it means you're just facing rejection after rejection. And it takes this heroic level of persistence that just burns most people out. There has to be a better way.
And thankfully, there is. So let's talk about the solution. It's a complete shift in mindset, and it's called magnetic marketing.
The definition itself is so simple, but wow, it's powerful. Magnetic marketing is a system built around one key idea: attraction, not pursuit. So instead of all that hunting and chasing, you become a magnet, and you just effortlessly draw your perfect customers right to you.
And think about why that matters so much. The whole power dynamic just flips on its head. All of a sudden, the customer is in control. They are coming to you because they're interested, they're curious, and they are choosing to start the conversation. That one change, it changes everything.
Okay, so this sounds great in theory, right? But how do you actually build these magnets for your business? Let's get into the nitty-gritty.
So the core strategy here is to create two totally separate paths for your potential customers. Path number one is for that small group of people who are ready to buy right now. That's your classic request a quote or book a demo button. But path number two, oh, that's the real secret sauce. It's an offer for everyone else, one that gives them valuable information, like a free guide, a special report, or a helpful video. It joins the conversation that's already going on in their head.
And this is why that second path is so unbelievably important. See that tiny little slice on the chart? Those are the people ready to buy today. Most businesses, they focus 100% of their marketing right there. But look at that giant slice. Those are all the people who are interested, but they're still in research mode. Your magnet, that free guide, is designed specifically to grab the attention of that huge overlooked part of the market.
Just think about a roofer for a second. If the only thing on their website is get a free estimate, they are completely invisible to the homeowner who knows their roof is getting old but isn't ready for a sales pitch just yet. That same person, though, would totally download a guide called 7 Things You Must Know Before Replacing Your Roof. By only offering the quote, the roofer misses them completely. Don't be that roofer.
So let's bring this all home and really lock in on the core philosophy you need to adopt in your business.
I absolutely love this analogy because it makes the whole concept so easy to remember. Imagine your backyard. If you put out a wheel of cheese, guess what you're going to get? Rats. But in that same yard, if you put out a salt block, you're going to get deer. The bait you use determines the animal you attract. It's that simple.
Your marketing message, that is your bait. That free report, your webinar, that helpful checklist, that's your salt block. It's perfectly designed to attract the exact kind of customer you want to work with, and, just as importantly, it repels everyone else. It's all about precision, not just making noise.
So, we'll end with this question for you to really think about. Now that you know all this, what are you going to choose? Are you going to keep up the exhausting, inefficient hunt for customers? Or are you going to make the shift, build your magnets, and start attracting a steady stream of people who are actually excited to do business with you? The choice is yours.